Alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alaihi wa na'udzu billahi min sururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina may yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh sallallahu alaihi wasallam tabaraka wa sallama tasliman kasiran kasira amma ba'd. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa man ahsanu qawlan mimman da'a ila Allah wa amila salihan wa qala innani minal muslimin. My dear brothers and respected elders and sisters, we are blessed with the religion of Islam. I mean, we is the entire mankind. The entire mankind is blessed with the religion of Islam. It's a religion of peace. So Allah has bestowed upon us the religion of Islam. So each and every one of the entire mankind is ordered to embrace the religion of Islam, so that each and every one of the entire mankind will be able to attain peace and tranquility in this life of this world, in the life of this world, as well as in the life of the hereafter. So we are sent to live in this world, not to return to the life in the hereafter with miseries, but we are sent to live in this world so that we will return to the life in the hereafter with peace and happiness. So only we will return to the life of hereafter with peace and happiness if only we fulfill the condition laid down by Allah for us to follow while living in this world. What is the condition laid down by God or the Almighty Allah for us to follow in this life of the world, so that we will return in the life of hereafter with peace and happiness? We have to follow His commandments. We have to follow His wishes, His desire, and not to follow our desire. Basically, that is about all we have to ask ourselves. Am I now living in this world following my desire, my wishes, or the desire of my Creator, my nourisher, my sustainer? Or I am taking all the sustenance, all the things which He has created, I'm using it all, and yet I do not want to follow His wishes and desire. I live in this world according to my desire and my wishes. So if we decide to live in this world according to our desire and our wishes, and naturally we cannot return to the life of hereafter with peace and tranquility or happiness, we surely will return to the life in the hereafter with miseries and sorrow. And the life of hereafter is not a limited time, it's everlasting. In other words, it has no end. There will be no death. We have only one death. The death which separates us from the life of this world with the life of the hereafter. We basically are only, our souls are only being transferred, from this world to the next world. That is called death. And some people have to go away from this world with pain, the pains or the pangs of death. Some goes with happiness. The only difference is there are people who leave this world with pain and miseries. There are people who living in this world with peace. But both have to the soul have to be taken out from his body, his worldly body, in order to be transferred to the next world. While taking the soul away from the body of the worldly world, or the worldly life, some people suffered great pain and miseries. Like Steve Jobs, he said, the pain which I'm suffering now, I cannot ask anybody to bear it for me. I can pay people money to make money for me. I can pay people money to drive me, but I cannot pay people money, to bear this pain of mine, which I'm now suffering. Nobody will be able to understand it except me. I have to carry that pain, severe pain. So he's living from this world with pain. There are many people who live this world with severe pain, not only Steve Jobs. Why the soul has to leave his body with pain? Because the soul not taken out from his head, is come out from his legs. Like taking out a branch in the wrong way, then there will be pain. If you take the branch in a way pointing down, then it will be smooth and steady. So when we die, the angel of death, if you are a pious man, he will appear like a beautiful, handsome man. If you are evil people, then he will appear like a monster. Only seeing his picture, his appearance, only seeing him already create terror to you. Not that when he take out your soul rudely, you will feel pain, but only seeing his face, you will be in great horror. Nobody see him except you. Those all around you will not be able to see that angel of death. But your face surely change the moment you see that angel of death. If it appears to you like monster, then you immediately get scared, and everybody who are around you will be astonished as to why you are getting scared. He's getting scared because he's looking at the angels of death who looks like monsters, which is about to take out his soul from his body. The soul from the body of Ataturk was taken with severe pain. Days cannot leave his body. He finally cannot even be buried on the ground. The ground throw him out. The ground say, I'm not willing, you to be in my body, in my earth. Throw him out. Again buried. Throw him out. Finally he has to be laid down on the ground with cement made above him, in the museum. It smells. His corpse are so smelly. At the time of his death, he suffered great pain for days. He was shouting and with pain, and his body smell. Nobody can get near to him. And this is the way how the souls has been taken out from his body, because in his lifetime he has transgressed beyond limits the orders of Allah. He changed many orders of Allah to his own desire. He asked the people of Turkey to say azan in Turkish language. Change Quran from Arabic to their language. Ask the Turkish people to wear skirts, smoke cigar, drink wines, acts and behave like Europeans. They want to turn Turkey to become modern like the Westerns. Singing and all people are not allowed to cover their hair for the woman, not allowed to wear Islamic dress but to wear Western dress, to mix freely with men and women. So this is now we go to Turkey. This is all the results of what do you call it? This is the results of the work of Atatürk, Kemal Atatürk. Atatürk means Kemal, the father of Turkey, and he is known as the father of modern Turkey. So modern has been interpreted as following the West. Uncover your body, going from here to there naked, have sex freely with anyone that you like, drink wines, sing songs, dance, and these are modern. So one time in Turkey, nobody can wear scarf or hijab. So when the wife of Erdogan wear hijab, was giving great uproar in the parliament of Turkey. As the first lady to be openly, declared herself without any fear to wear hijab. He is the wife of Erdogan. It was only recent, but previously Turkey was completely following the Western way of lifestyle. Turkey is following completely, Now Turkey want to follow the what do you call it, the West in the group. What is called? He has applied to go into the group of West and what do you call it? European Union. So one condition is that people in Turkey cannot, you cannot have a law to punish people who making sex freely. Yeah, in Western society, you can make sex as long as you like each other. You can make sex in the car, you can make sex on the road, you can make sex anywhere, except in some open. But you cannot be punished for that. You cannot follow Islamic law. You allow them. So now in Turkey, there are some people who said to me, we can see this thing happening. You can't say anything because it's a free country, it's a secular country. Erdogan is trying to build Islam country from turmoil, from the people who have been spoiled, have wrong belief since the time of Atatürk. They have wrong belief before Atatürk and after Atatürk too. Before Atatürk, they follow the Islam which is not the true Islam. When they come with Atatürk, they follow completely non-Islamic, outwardly and internally. Before Atatürk, they follow Islam outwardly, but not internally. Because people have basically that time are forced to follow Islam, but they don't have the belief, the correct belief in Allah and Muhammad. So they will be, before Atatürk, outwardly they look Islam, outwardly, but internally they are not. After Atatürk, outwardly and internally they are out of Islam. So when the work of Tabligh Jamaat come, the Muslim from outwardly doesn't look Islam, become outwardly look like Islam, but internally are still not Islam. That is the work of Jamaat Tabligh. They can change the Muslim all over the world, start to wear hijab, start to wear jubah, start to have beard, but internally are not Islam. They wear beard only to have rewards, not to please Allah. They pray to to have reward, not to please Allah. They're scared of hellfire. That's why they obey Allah. They have no iman. So the work of Jamaat Tabligh have done some good to cover the Muslim with Islamic attires. With the coming of Tabligh, Turkey, even those Turkey who are outwardly westernized, slowly have outwardly look like Islam. In Malaysia, in Indonesia, in all parts of the world. So we should not be happy with the outwards appearance of Islam, because that's only superficial, is only temporary, can easily be eradicated if a person like Ataturk come into power. The only thing that a person like Ataturk cannot change, a person who have a belief in the true faith in Allah. Turkish before Ataturk, they don't have that belief. They only superficially, outwardly look like Muslims. So it can easily be destroyed by Ataturk in minutes, in months. Turkey changed to become a secular country. Because there's no belief in Islam. There's no belief in Allah. For years, thousands of years, the Muslims, the Turks get Islam from the Arabs. When they conquered the Arabs, in the year 1200, they conquered Damshik. No? They are not Muslim. There's one son of the king asking one Muslim scholar. He asked him, who is more honorable, you or a dog? That person said, if I die with Iman, I'll be honorable more than the dog. If I die without Iman, I'll be more disgraced than the dog. And he said, what is Iman? So that alim give him dawat, give him invitation to Islam. He said, okay, I'm now not the king. My father is the king, but once he died, I become king, I'll become Muslim. So he said to his son, you remind that person will become king about his promise. So when he became king, his son went to him and said and reminded him, and he became Muslim. That's why Turkish become Islam. It's just more like the same as in Malaysia, where the king become Muslim, the people also become Muslim. So Turkish are not originally have accept Islam. They come accept Islam from the Arabs. And after when they taken power from the Arab, then they start the Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire comprises of large areas of Muslim countries. And it lasted until 1920. Yeah. The downfall of the Ottoman Empire in World War II, in World War I. So I'm telling you what is Islam that we have during the Ottoman Empire, before, is all picture, outward appearance. We don't have the real, the true spiritual faith in Allah. So anybody who come to control us now, like Ataturk, we will change overnight to our previous lifestyle, our previous attires. That is the uncivilized attires of the kuffar. So we should not be contented with what we are able to achieve now with the work of Jamaat Tabligh. What we are able to achieve now is only outward appearance. It's not the true hakikat or the reality of Islam, because we lack so strong belief and faith. We become superficially, outwardly look like Muslim because we listen to lectures, lectures on Islam, which are made to be rampantly or frequently being delivered in the era of Tabligh Jamaat. Tabligh Jamaat has been in the world for 100 years, 1920 until 2020. So the only achievement of the work of Jamaat Tabligh is changing the attires, outward appearance of the Muslim by lectures. There is so much lectures given in Tabligh. Every single person are trained to lecture on 6 quality. Even simple boy, when he started to go for 3 days, he has some little bit knowledge, will be asked to make bayan or lecture in fajar. Everybody is going through that training. After spending a couple of time, he'll be said, you fajar, bayan. During that time, the old one from among Tabligh Jamaat would not listen. He just put their head down, sleeping. And when that guy said, who want to go out 4 months? Then they come start, yes, I go. And that's all. There's no knowledge. It's only spirit. Bayan is full of creating enthusiasm and to increase the desire to adopt Islamic ways of life. So they start to become very agitated, start to take out their western dress, wearing juba, their face from monkey, the backs of a monkey, clean, they have beards. That's all. And they start to wear turban. I have one person, he went for 4 months in India. 4 months, out of the 4 months, 3 months lying on bed. Not even attending this lecture. Sick. When I met him, he's wearing, full attires of the Prophet ﷺ, with a cane somehow, with the turban, and his shoes also look like Sinbad. And he said, I'm full sunnah now. Only sunnah of clothes, not full sunnah. You are only having superficial picture of Islam. That's why the whole Tabligh people in the whole world are portraying to the world that Islam has risen, has come back. Now so they start making madrasa, starting teaching Islam, Hafiz Quran, and they say this is the signs of the resurgence of Islam. It's not resurgence of Islam. It's a superficial. They are only giving a lot of lectures and teaching all the theory on Islam, giving the spirit and the enthusiasm to practice Islam. So what they want to practice with enthusiasm? With Iman they can practice the true faith in Islam. But with enthusiasm, they only wear the clothes and pretending, acting like a good Muslim. But it's in fact completely barren and devoid of Iman. So the one that can change the whole action of Muslim to the true action of Muhammad SAW with sincerity, with the correct way of Muhammad SAW is not spirit. It's not giving them lectures with great spirit and enthusiasm. I used to give that when I was in Tabligh. That's all I know at that time. But I know this is something foolish, something which should not last. Give them lectures, spirit lectures, with quotation and this, and all of them come up and go out in the path of Allah to change their style. So after coming back from 4 months, for 40 days, they only change their clothes. They pretend to pray. They act like religious men, but they are in fact nothing, like Rashidi. So, because why? Because the work of Jamaat Tabligh doesn't make the Muslim who engage in the work of Jamaat Tabligh, doesn't make their Iman to increase. Because they are not doing any work of Iman. They are only listening to lectures, spirit lectures. The more spirit the lecture is, the more people will go out in the path of Allah. So the aim is not to have iman. The aim is to go out in the path of Allah. In order to make people to leave their homes, job, they must be meant to be spirit, highly spirit, to go out. So when they go out, they don't know what to do. They only giving bayan again, giving lectures again, Maghrib, Fajar, and then they sitting in ta'lim with their head nodding down and sleeping. When they hear tabligh, they cannot when they hear ta'lim, they cannot practice it because no iman. When they listen to lecture, they cannot practice it because no iman. They can go out. Yes, I'm ready, but they cannot obey any orders of Allah because iman is weak. So what are the work which increase the iman? Is not giving bayan and listen to bayan. The work that increase our iman is to do gash, to do jawla, as shown by Maulana Ilyas, which he had learned from Muhammad SAW. Muhammad SAW did not teach him to give bayan because he can't even make bayan. He doesn't speak fluently, Maulana Ilyas. When he speak, he stutter. Gagap. Gagap is what? Stutter. So he cannot speak. So naturally, the Prophet ﷺ would not teach him to make good bayan. His son Maulana Yusuf Rahmatullahi make good bayan, long bayan and good bayan. But Maulana Ilyas is not man of bayan. So naturally, it doesn't come. The Prophet ﷺ doesn't teach him to make bayan. But tabligh after the demise of Maulana Ilyas, they focus on bayan. Because their aim is to get people out in the path of Allah. They say the path of Allah, but it's not in the path of Allah. They are not doing the work of inviting people to Allah. How can they call it path of Allah? But they deceive the people, saying you go 4 months, 40 days in the path of Allah. In the path of Allah, you have to invite the non-Muslim to recite the kalimah. You have to remind the Muslim to do work of Allah. That is the path of Allah. But what the tabligh people when they go for the day? They're just giving bayan, listen to bayan, sit in ta'lim, and they eat and drink and sleep. That's all they do. Yes, so then iman does not increase. Even after 6 months, after 1 year, after 1.5 years, they are the same person who outwardly look like Islam, like the time of Ottoman Empire, but internally they are devoid of iman. So the Muslim have to be not to be taught to make bayan, to listen to bayan. They must be taught to do the work of Muhammad SAW. They have to do the work of jawla, the work of gash, walking with their legs, paddling from door to door, house to house. The non-Muslim, we have to invite them to Islam. And the Muslim, we have to remind them, you have recited the kalimah, there's no God except Allah, Muhammad SAW, and you have to do the work. The first order for you is you have to do the work of dawah. And then you have to pray in the mosque. We have to invite the Muslim to work, to do the work of dawah and to pray, not to go out, ask them to go out in the path of Allah. After they have acquired iman, after they have acquired the iman, they know how to do the work, they pray, then we ask them to go out. Not the other way around. Tabligh asking people to go out first, then to ask them to do the local work. This is wrong. This is wrong, completely wrong. And this is done during the time of Maulana Yusuf Saab Rahmatullah. He said it's very difficult to ask the people to do the local work. So let's start asking them to go out. Then after that we tell them to do the local work. But it doesn't work that way. People do not want to do local work. So all in tabligh people all over the world are not doing local work. When they are not doing local work, they are not doing any work. So when they go out for 4 months, 40 days, they are not doing that work because they are not doing local work. Local work is not making bayan. Local work is to see the people. They do not want to do local work. They just want to go 4 months, 40 days, 1 year, shaheed, and this all. They are just nonsense, stupid, foolish. The whole tabligh people are working on foolish principle, wrong principle. That's why it doesn't work. After 100 years, it has to be discarded. 2020, discarded. Maulana Nizamuddin is closed. Maulana Saad disappeared in the thin air. So it is up to 100 years. 1920, 2020. There is no mujadid in the work of tabligh. 100 years Desa Mujadid is a false hadith. Rasulullah was saying Islam will be made to become alive again the second time. The time of Muhammad Sallam, Islam will fade it down, then it will be made, reinstated the second time, not every 100 years. Where is God that hadith 100 years there's a mujadid? So, my dear brothers, it's gone in the thin air now. What we have to do, we have to ask the Muslim not to go out, to do the work. Then they do the work either in their locality or they are outside in the past in 4 months or 40 days. If they do that work, only then iman is increased. And that work is the work which is done by all the prophets of Allah. This is the work which has been shown and taught to Maulana Ilyas, and Maulana says this is the pearls of the first century. That pearls of the first century is the pedals, walking, which Sufyan have chosen to do it once in a week. Of great fools, Sufyan Ampang. I told him you have to do it every day. It's the work of Prophet. How can Prophet do it once in a week? You got a Prophet who then gush once a week. Have you heard any Prophet being told doing gush once a week? Who is Sufyan following? He's not following even Hakim. Hakim not even done any gush. So when I remind him, why you don't do a gush like the prophets every day? Oh, I'm better than Hakim, who is not doing any gush. These are real fools. I'm telling him, you have to make repentance. Do the work like all prophets. If you can't do the whole day, do at least 45 minutes in a day. 2 and 1.5 hours. Why Allah says to Prophet no, Laila wan nahar, day and night. It cannot be once a week. Day and night. And Rasulullah, Allah says in the Quran, you are swimming in the ocean. You swim among the people. Swim, you cannot stop. You must continue swimming. The moment you stop, you will sink. So the work of dawah got no holiday. The only work which has no holiday is the work of dawah. All other work, you must take holiday at least once a week. Shop, to go to shop, to work, to farm, farmer, doctor, you all must have holiday. But the only work which have no holiday is the work of dawah, the work of Nabi, the work of inviting people to Allah. This is the work that we have to do if we want to have increased iman, if we want to have the true internal spiritual elevation of iman as well as outward appearance of iman. Outward is not so important as the internal one. Rasulullah said, make my outward fine, but my internal must be even finer. So the internal one is the faith, the belief, and the thinking. And that's changed, the action changed, the outward appearance become the true representation, manifestation of the internal spiritual growth. So we have to do this work of prophets, not like Tabligh Jamaat, discarded it. It's a failure. Tabligh Jamaat is a failure. It cannot make Muslim to be arise again, because the work does not concentrate on building iman. They are only saying, oh, we have now there is a discussion on iman and amal. Come together. It's a fool. They are not discussing iman and amal, giving lectures to ask people to go out. And they think by going out, iman will increase. By going 40 days, 4 months, 40 days, iman will increase. This is fools. This is wrong. This is not right. Iman will increase not by going out. Iman basically with the work of ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhauna 'anil munkar. In the verses of the Quran, kuntum khaira ummatin ukhrijat linnas ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhauna 'anil munkar wa tu'minuna billah. So, O Muslim, you are sent for the entire mankind. You call people to good, forbid people from evil, and you believe in Allah. In other words, if we do the work of ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhauna 'anil munkar, our iman will increase. Wa man ahsanu qawlan mimman da'a ila Allah wa amila salihah. Allah says, whose words are better than the words of calling people to Allah, who do good amal. So good amal is mentioned after to do the work of inviting people to Allah, because the work of inviting people to Allah make iman increase. When iman increase only to the level which Allah likes, only we have amal saleh wa amila saleh wa qala innani minal muslimin. Only then we can call ourselves Muslim. So there is no evidence whatsoever in the Quran that by going 40 days, 4 months, iman will increase. It's only the words of Jamaat Tabligh. This is wrong. This should not be mentioned any longer. To increase iman, you have to go out. To increase iman, you have to go out. This is fools. This is wrong. It's a mistake. It's a statement which make people to go haywire. They go in the wrong path. Don't talk nonsense and wrong things which the Quran doesn't talk. Follow the Quran, follow the words of Allah, the truth. To have the increase of our iman, we have to fulfill the right of reciting the kalima. After reciting the great kalima, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, we have to fulfill the right. And the right of the great kalima is to do the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evil, in the way shown by Muhammad Sallam, with sacrifice of wealth and time, with the intention to please Allah until Allah is pleased. Nothing else. This is the work we have to call everyone who have recited the kalima to do. The first thing that they have to do is this work, no other work. Then only they can pray with khushu and concentration. If not, if they don't do, they straight go to prayer. Their prayer until the end of their life will be empty, will not be having khushu and truth, and it will be discarded, not be accepted by Allah. Okay.